What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be changing the oil in the truck. It's definitely needed. I've racked up about 10,000 miles on this Mobil 1 extended life, and this is some really good oil, guys. If you guys have never tried it, check it out. It's fantastic. If I had the ability to endorse it, I would, but I don't work for Mobil 1. But I do use it for this truck, and it works fantastic. Second, I've also noticed when I get to highway speeds, I start feeling a vibration way in the back, and usually that's a telltale sign of bad U-joints. I do have a solid transmission, solid drive shaft on this truck. I do not have the one with the carrier bearing, meaning you got two drive shafts connected in the middle, and there's a bearing that keeps them together. I don't have that. I have a solid drive shaft, which means I have two U-joints. Now, I've had that problem in the past where they went bad on me and then they broke and it ended catastrophically. It happened twice. It wasn't fun either time. It was actually very dangerous. But now that I'm able to slightly feel that vibration, I bet you once I lift this truck up, I'll be able to find some slack in at least one of those two U-joints. So, and I have the lift, so it helps great. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get this truck in the air and get to work. All right, so let's go and take a gander underneath this truck. Let's see what we got. All right, the truck's a little warm. I had idling for a few minutes. But anyway, looks like it's a little wet under here. Got a little bit of an oil leak, huh? I will have to be addressing that. But anyway, what I was talking about is this transmission mount. That's gonna be this right here. If I go to lift it up, you look close, see that crack right here? And that boot? There's a little bit of one on top, but it's mostly this one here. So that should be pretty easy to access. It's got bolts up underneath. So you just apply some pressure to the bottom of the transmission, lift it up a little bit, and undo these bolts, and this should pop right off. There's couple bolts on top as well. Should be one there and one there. Right next to a hot exhaust, sure. But what I'm here for mostly is U-joints. What do I mean by U-joints? Hang on a second, let me get you guys off this tripod. All right, look. This is a U-joint right here. This piece right here. So it's U-joint or universal joint. And you depress them with clips. You can also grease these things. You should be able to. There's a grease fitting somewhere on it. Hard to tell. But in order to identify if it's got slack in it, I'm going to show you what you do. If you're cruising down the road, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna try. You're cruising down the road, the vibration that you're hearing is this. It's your drive shaft. And what it's actually doing is it's slowly moving in an orbital fashion. See these little weights right here? This means that it's going to be a balanced unit. Sometimes these things can fall off. It's very possible. But the way to tell if you got a slack or a bad U-joint is you wiggle it. And I don't have any give. The only give I have is from the tail section of the transmission. So this U-joint's actually good. But when I was driving down the road, what I felt was back here. This one. All right, let me see if I can zoom in some. I guarantee that's the sucker that's moving. I should not be able to move this at all. Hear it? And a little bit of a clunk. When you go to put it in gear, that's what it does. You get slack. But and just looking at it, it's got give. You can hear it. So that's what I'm going to be taking off today. So in order to do that, you got to drop the drive shaft. So on this truck, you pop off these 4 bolts. This back section will fall down, and then the drive shaft itself comes out of the tail section of the drive shaft of the transmission, and you bring it down, and then you go to break it down. And I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so yeah, let's get this party started. First, I'm gonna start with the draining of the oil because I need it bad. And I'm gonna let this drain as I work on the drive shaft, which is, and like I said, it's one solid unit, one whole drive shaft. This whole thing here. These are balancing weights. So, I needed probably like a 13. I didn't remember exactly. So let's do this. I can think of other things to be doing on my time off. No. Was it 12? No, it's a 13. Okay. Technically, I bet you it's just a half. Just a little bump, pop it loose. All right. And then I'm gonna get oil all over myself. I see it coming. I see it coming. Yup. Not bad. Not bad. All right, now we're gonna let that drain. The oil looks pretty good for 10,000 miles. Yes, son, it is. All right. Now, remember, I did put some Loctite on here. So these are gonna be really difficult to get off. So this is where I use my persuasion. Put it on here. There you go. It's one. All right. Now remember, try to remember where all this stuff is at. But definitely in relation to where the transmission is, I have set the e-brake, even though it's on the lift. If it's on the ground, you want to definitely set the e-brake so it lines up everything when you go to put it back on. So, food for thought. All right, to take this off, you're going to push it forward a little bit, which takes the drive shaft and it pushes it back inside of the transmission just a little bit, enough to get it broke free from down there. So let me show you. Oh, you can see this, right? I hope you can. I'm only gonna do this once. I pushed it forward, it's forward, bring it down, and then you pull it straight out. And then ta-da. And then out it goes. All right. Try not to ever let anything touch the tip of that. Try not to. Now, as I said, a little bit of transmission fluid is going to come out. It is going to seep. It is fine. It's not the end of the world. So what I do is I take a little towel. I Try to stick it up in here. But this is just what's left from whatever is left in the tail. It's gonna keep dripping, but anyway, I'll try to do your best to keep things somewhat clean. All right, don't let anything touch this. This is very, very sensitive, very important, so don't damage that. All right, so how to get these out, you're probably wondering. Very, very simple. You can do this stuff at home. Let's try not to touch it. Stay. What I do is I'll take a hammer and a socket that just fits inside there. You see that? Now I've sacrificed this one because I don't ever use it and never was planning to, but it just happened to fit perfectly. All right, and you're going to use this as your ram. All right, and you're going to hit the top of this to free up some slack in that clip so you can break it free. Squeeze. That one actually moves. You squeeze it and it just comes out. And you don't want to reuse these because the new kits come with them. Okay, now this cap is free. I don't know if you're able to see. Inside there is a little channel, and that's where the clip slides into. You want to make sure that that clip fully goes inside that when you're done with it. All right, we're gonna flip it. Well, while I got it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes you gotta give it some help. There we go. Same thing over here. Things like this you won't take your time on. Now let's say this doesn't come free, right? Which it's going to. If it doesn't, then you would take your socket on top of that that spring and you would hit it with this, right? And you would give it a good love tap, right? And what that does is it pushes it down a little bit to free up the tension on that spring. And then you can try and pop it off. Now that I got all these off, I can go ahead and drive it down that way and get that other cap out so I can free this up. All right, here's a method that I'm used to. Get yourself a 4x4 and stick it right here. Perfect. Line that up and you hit this with a hammer until it breaks free. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie, that was a pain in the ass. It really was. These things, fought me every step of the way. It has been a long time since I've taken these things out, so a little rusty. All these needle bearings, just what a mess. I gotta find a magnet, pick all this up. But I'm gonna clean up the insides of these and then start installing the new U-joints. And the method to doing that is a little tricky. You gotta be really careful. But if you take your time doing it, it's easy. And you need patience. Lots and lots of patience. These needle bearings have to be perfect in order for this stuff to work right. All right, part of the cleanup is you want to get yourself a towel and clean out the inside. This is where the U-joint cap goes. This is where all the needle bearings are at. There's a little lip that's the inside here. Make sure that's nice and clean. Nothing in it. All right, that one feels good. So we're going to clean this one. I just want to clean the inside. I don't give a crap about the outside. It's just going to get dirty again. The inside is where it matters. Now, when you go to line the caps up with these holes again, you want to make sure that they are as straight as absolute possible. Okay, don't get them in there all cockeyed, otherwise they'll start chewing away at the inside and it won't seat right. So make sure that you pay attention and make sure that it is lined up. Yeah, just like this. I mean, the rest of it's dirty, but the inside I want to make sure that's clean and smooth. They gave me all kinds of duff coming out, but I should not have that hard of a time putting it back in. So, and all these grooves are nice and clean. There ain't nothing in them. So that's good. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and get the new U-joint and start reassembly. The way that you reassemble these, you got to do it in a special way. How to do it, it's up to you, but I've only found one way to put these things on. They're a press fit. These are my new ones. These are by Moog. Bought these by Moog. I got these from like AutoZone. It's like 20 and 30 bucks a piece, maybe, or for a whole set. It's got the grease fitting. It's a special type. I bought a new fitting for it, and it's got 4 snap rings. Now, to put this on here, it is fun, all right? It's a brand new one. All the caps are already going to be there. These things should come pre-greased, and it shows on here. It looks like they are. Okay, I can work with that. The grease fitting is going to go on this cap, but you're not going to put that on there until after you're done putting it all together, and then you put the fitting on. The inside here should already have grease, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Open this up. Try not to get this dirty. All right, you got to be careful. All right, this is the part that I'm not scared of it. I just don't like it. You pop this cap off, and when you do, ever so easily pull it straight out. Look inside and make sure all those pins are up against the wall. All right. Let's see if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. There you go. Those are called needle bearings. You want to make sure all of those are exactly like that when you pull it off. If one of them falls off or falls in, you have to start all over. Yes, that is annoying. I'm just saying. So I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to pull 2 of these off. All right. Slowly pull it out, and you check your needle bearings. All the needle bearings on this look perfect, so I'm going to move this to the side. Be very, very careful with the needle bearings, because that will determine how soon you will be working on this again. All right. All right, and then you take this one and line it up. Push that in. Slowly roll that over. I think I remember how to do this. All right, needle bearings look perfect. I'm gonna slide that down inside there. Like that. And then I push down on that, which should lock that one in place, which it does. And then we take these other ones. They're in good shape. Slide these down as well. And this is the part where you're going to need the hammer. But you got to be really careful. And you tap on it. Make sure it's centered. Actually, I did have it right. All the pins were good. It was just a really snug fit. So I flipped it over, put the cap in, and then I ran this cap down with my socket just to get it below that lip, and then I put a snap ring in there. So now there's a gap between the snap ring and the cap. So what you'll do is you roll it over, all right? And this is where it's important. You don't want to go too far down, all right? All you want to do is get this pushed down to where you can see the lip on this one, and you can put the snap ring on this one. A little bit more. That should be it. So we're going to see if that... Uh-oh. Oh, no. That snap ring needs to go on the grease fitting. I'm such an idiot. But you catch my drift, though. Dadgummit. I got to take this bag off. Oh, my God. I didn't pay attention. Come on, Scott. I need better needle nose than this. I got it swapped out. Sorry. This one, this snap ring, it doesn't have this. It's different, clearly. I don't even know the name for it. I'm so aggravated right now. But you can see how it goes over that, and it makes it accessible for that grease fitting. That's how I realized I screwed up when I got to this side. I'm such a doofus. Doofus. Push down. Squeeze and push down there. And now if all else fails and that doesn't work, put this on there. tap it until they go down there. So I'm seeing that did not go down all the way, which needs to. I need a more solid hit. Looks like that's not going to come out, so. But it did not go all the way in like I need it to. There we go. Let's see how easy it is for that to move. And that's in there, and that's in there. Really, the whole thing should go in. I want to make sure it is in there. That's better. All right, and then repeat this process for all the rest of them. You don't want this thing to be too tight, otherwise it's going to bind up when you're moving down the road. So make sure they're not too tight. And that one, but it's not too loose, if that makes any sense. So, and then repeat the process for these other two and the one in the back. All right. I cleaned this one out. This is good. Slowly twist and pull straight out. Make sure the pins are straight up, which they are good. Straight up. There we go. Oh, not too sure. I think I'm doing this wrong. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, so. You hear bottom out. Good, that's what I want. I want that to bottom out so I can bottom this one out. Oh, that's good. Oh no, not all the way out. Because I still gotta get those clips. There we go. Don't forget the clip. Ow. There you go. And you get that little puppy put in there. All right. I fully understand that the lighting with the GoPro is going to be kind of crappy, but work with me on this one. All right, so let's say you're up here in this position and you need to take the drive shaft. I got you guys on the camera. Take the drive shaft and put it back up in the tail section and then bolt it up. Well, how do you get the splines to line up perfectly up there to the rear end? Well, they're in line with what the drive shaft supplies, but don't wipe this down just yet, because what it'll do is you'll see that there's a little, it's a dirt smudge. It's a pattern, okay? And I don't ever clean this up because it's just going to get dirty within the next 30 minutes going home. But I'm looking here, I got a bolt, and then there's a notch. All right, so what I look for is a bolt, and then that notch. So this is going to be at my, looks like 12, 11, maybe 10 o'clock. Okay, so that's kind of how I want to clock my drive shafts, and that's how I'm going to line it up perfectly on the tail shaft. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to try to guide it from the front while using the back if possible. I'm going to try to line that up, because this, it's going to be about right. Okay, so we're going to try this. I think I got it. And then I push it straight in. All right, I think I got it. So let's see if our pattern matches. Did I get the teeth right? No, I'm off by 1. That is okay. That is okay. It just means you gotta do it again. Wiggle, a little bit of turn, and put it back in. Dip boop. It should slide right in. And now my rear end should let, nope, didn't go enough. I went actually 2 teeth. I gotta go 1 more. Pull out, back in 1 more notch. That should be it right there. And I'll be dang, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I got it. Took me 4 attempts, but I got it. And you just run these up. I like to use a little bit of Loctite on these so that they don't come loose. I have had that in the past. They have come loose before, and that actually did suck. I almost lost my drive shaft on highway speed when that happened. So make sure that you guys take care of your stuff, because remember, your life is riding on these. I'm not going to grease these today, or maybe I could. I'm going to do it now while I got it on the lift. Listen to me procrastinating. I know you guys can't see very well with the GoPro. I'm sorry. The GoPro doesn't pick up near as much light as that camera, my camera phone does, because it's just better. But I am working on it. All right, and all I'm going to do is just tighten all these up, and we're put oil in the truck. I'm running kind of late, so I'm just going to get out of here. I'm not going to do the transmission mount tonight. I will save that for probably the next video. I know I said I'd do it in this one, but I have obligations I have to take care of, and I'm running behind schedule right now. Story of my life. So anyway, let me run this stuff up and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I got everything all put together. I want you guys to listen. Okay, I got everything all put in. This is the one that was making noises. The clicking, you can hear it moving. Now listen, I got the microphone right here. No sound whatsoever. And then again, up here to the front. No sound, no wiggle, no give. So that is good for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night on the back half of this truck. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some oil in it. I've already taken the oil filter out of it. Put a new filter in. So all we have left to do is drop the truck, put oil in, and get out of here. I've been meaning to get to this truck and work on it for the longest time, but I've been so busy lately, it's just really difficult to get to it. So the moment I had the opportunity to work on this thing, I jumped at it so I can get this done. Because in the past, like I said, I've had drive shafts give out on me. One time I was heading to the races. I had my buddy Chris in the truck, and we were hauling butt down I-10 out there to the Baytown Raceway, which it's no longer there anymore. It's gone. They demoed the place. Sad face. Let's get up off the locks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then release the locks. And down. Coming down even. Yes, that is good. All right, drain plug is in. Filter's in. All we gotta do is put oil in it. But yeah, we were heading down to races, drag races. And I was doing about 75 miles an hour through there. And the tail section of the truck, the part that I just showed you, it gave up, and when it broke free from the U-joint, it was swinging around, and it just beat the crap out of the bottom of the truck, out of the side, out of the gas tank, just everything, all kinds of carnage. And what eventually happened was the truck spat it out the back on the highway, and all my transmission fluid gone. And because of that torque, like this right here would be the actual tail shaft of the transmission. Well, all that torque broke the tail section of the drive shaft, and then it also broke part of the bell housing of the transmission that butted up to the engine. So it broke it in multiple locations, and I lost my drive shaft on I-10. That was not cool. So that's why I say, if you guys ever feel that buzzing sound of the vibration in the back of the truck, just address it, guys. Take care of your U-joints, because it could have been bad. Had it gone the other direction, if the U-joint gave out that was connected to the tail shaft or the tail section of your drive shaft, or of your transmission. Let's move you guys over here. If it did that, then and I've had this happen before, and it was a hell of a rodeo. That is for sure. That drive shaft, it comes off of the transmission, and while it's spinning, it hits the ground, and it's still spinning because it's connected to the rear yoke, the rear differential. And what ends up happening is that the drive shaft will come down in such a way that it'll angle itself at the ground. It'll grab the concrete or wherever you're at, and it'll pole vault the back of your truck end over end, and you can end up upside down however fast you were going. So that right there, that can kill you. It can seriously injure lots of other people. So definitely, guys, take it from me, just change your U-joints. It's a simple, I mean, it looked simple over there, but it's kind of a pain in the butt, but just deal with it, guys, because you can save your life. You can save lots of other people's lives if you simply take care of your vehicle. Drink up, you beast. Drink up. I would normally let all of it drain, but I got majority of it. And then here's the rest. You're going to kill all of this. Now, remember from the last one, I opened up this bottom section like a little smiley face, pulled it back, and then I punched a little hole on the top, a little breather hole, and it works beautifully. What I was talking about is this, making the opening like that. Beautiful. Works beautifully. Beautiful. All right. Only thing left is to cover this. Yeah, check my dipstick. Make sure it's spot on, which I know it is. Excuse me. Now this one is going to be off. I know it will. But it's only because I still haven't turned over the engine yet. So here's what you do. You don't put the dipstick all the way back in, right? You just put it into where there's like a foot hanging out. Go inside the truck, all right? And this one specifically, push the gas pedal all the way to the floor, then turn the ignition key. What that does is it prevents the ignition from firing, or it stops the fuel injectors from working, and it'll turn over the engine, allowing you to build up that oil pressure. Yeah. And then after you run that cycle, then you get your foot off the accelerator, go to turn it, it'll fire it up. And then you're ready to go. Ready to go, Joe. So let's do that. Let me show you. Okay. Well, I can't show you in here, but all right. Where's my keys? Where's my keys? Oh, jeez, they're right here. Oh my God. Yeah. Let's try this again. All right. Key in. Gas pedal to the floor. Down. And then turn the ignition. Hang on. All right, now I take my foot off the accelerator, turn the key, and she's alive. We are beautiful on oil pressure. The Diablo tuner tells me, the truck tells me, and I believe them both. Fantastic. All right. Let me just check the oil on the stick, which I know it's going to be dead accurate. Yep. Perfect. Every time. All right, and we are ready for the road. Now, I know I haven't changed the transmission mount, but I'm going to save that for another time. I'm running behind schedule. I got to get a lot of stuff done. So if you guys happen to find this video helpful in any way, or if you liked it, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to my dad. Love you. And my Uncle Steve. I will be getting up there for the graduation, so I got that all set up with my schedule. If you're watching this video, at least now you know. And I guess that's going to be it for today's video. Yes, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take it easy. I love you. Good night.